Hey, welcome to Abundant Source. I just want to talk a little bit about things like personality and perspective and kind of how we operate as individuals and also diet and how that can kind of affect all this. And I want to talk about this because I felt like in the past, and also I don't necessarily feel it in myself now, but I see it being projected onto me many times, especially through YouTube. This feeling of like my personality and how I choose to express myself in the world is like wrong or not what it's supposed to be, not what it's supposed to look like. Like having these ideas and thoughts about what, say, a healthy person is supposed to look like, what a healthy person, how they interact with the world. And I think that also, especially with YouTube and people trying to promote themselves, I know that a lot of people try really hard to be very enthusiastic on camera and to just make themselves out to have like all this exciting energy all the time. And I'm sure that some of them and many people actually do have that excited energy pretty much all the time, and that is their personality, and that is like this fiery way that they operate, and it is inspiring in many ways. But then I think that people see that and think, oh, that's how a healthy individual is supposed to look all the time. They're always supposed to be fired up. They're always supposed to be motivated and inspired. And if you don't look like you are active and enthusiastic all the time, then there must be something wrong with you or something, or like you're not at your peak state of health. And of course, with my videos, I feel more of a sense of like groundedness, and it's not exactly an exuberant expression on camera. And so I get a lot of comments about that and saying that I seem like I'm dead, or like I don't look healthy, like I'm very monotonous, things like that. And as well as comments about like my physique and how I look malnourished and all those other things. And I just want to talk about how that's all really perspective, and that's all what you want out of life for yourself. And for me personally, I'm not really trying to be extremely active in my life. I'm not trying to be like very focused on my physical. I do love and care about my physical body, but it's not necessarily like the highest priority, or like I'm trying to build my body in some way that's going to look appealing or anything like that. Because I think that's another big one that we have, is like if we are not physically in shape or physically like strong, and I don't even think I want to use those words because my body does feel physically strong to me. My body feels very stable, and I feel incredibly nourished in my body. But like this sense of we have to be athletically powerful. And that's kind of what a lot of us have in our head, is that to be healthy, we have to show people that we can be very physically athletic and very motivated all the time. And that doesn't feel like me, and that's not exactly what I want out of this life for myself. And I respect that that's maybe what some of you would like, and I think that that's amazing. And I love to see that in people, and it is motivational for me, but not really what I'm looking for. And I'm looking for more spiritual connection, more mental clarity, and I feel like I have that at a level that I've never had before with my diet and my lifestyle. And So I am definitely skinnier than the average male, and that's because I really don't do a whole lot physically. I mostly spend my time reading, meditating, going to work if I have a day job, and trying to eat very light. Because that's what brings me more spiritual satisfaction and more mental clarity, and it's what feels best in my body. I'm not saying that I'm like forgoing my body to reach some state of mental and spiritual clarity. My body has never felt better than it does right now. Um, my body has never felt more in alignment than it has in the past. And honestly, I personally love the slimness of my body. I love looking at my body. I feel like my body is beautiful, and I adore my body, and I adore the way that I look, and I don't see any signs of malnourishment. It's something I've been thinking about, is like just people's ideas of malnourishment and what that looks like. And seeing it in my own comments and in other Fruitarian videos and comments and things like that of other people's. And I look at the comments and people saying they're malnourished, and I'm just thinking to myself that these people look so beautiful to me and so vibrant and so nourished. It's just very funny to see that, because it's not what people are used to, seeing like a naturally healthy body and what that looks like. And also this idea that malnourishment is only in like skinny people, when really not many people point out the fact that many obese people are malnourished, and that they're really just like filled up with water weight and toxins, but actually their body is very malnourished and lacking a lot of vitamins and minerals that they're not uptaking and all that. So just another perspective to look at that is nobody really seems to call bigger people malnourished, but only like slimmer people. And so one point that I'm wanting to make in this video is that we all are unique individuals, and that we all have different ways that we express ourselves. We all have different, planetary alignments, astrology influencing us, how we grew up, and just what feels good for us to like operate on at an individual level. And for me, that typically looks like a more calm and not as like outwardly exuberant expression, but it can. And that's another thing, is that people that have never met me try to comment on my personality, and my personality tends to be very different when I'm like speaking into the camera like this, when it's more of like this calmness, and also when I get with other people, because what excites me more than probably just about anything is other people. And you probably won't see me that excited unless you're actually with me face to face in the flesh. And then you'll probably see my excitement come out. And I know that there's many of you who operate on a similar level, where maybe you just intrinsically don't feel like you're that excited all the time and feeling like you should be. Even people who are eating raw food or fruitarian, I think have it in their heads like, okay, this is the lifestyle that I'm practicing, and I see these people on videos and in other places that are super excited all the time by eating this way, but I don't necessarily feel that way. And so now I feel like my personality is wrong, or like I'm doing something wrong. And I just want to tell you that that's totally not the case, and that I want everyone to embrace how they actually feel. Like, do you actually feel like you're excited? Do you actually feel and excitement, I think, expresses itself in many different ways. So it's not like being excited means that you have to be super like silly and wild physically in your body, or like expressing that very outwardly. Excited can also be a very internal thing, and don't let anybody else ever try to define to you what your excitedness looks like and what health is supposed to express itself as. And to really just embrace how you operate and how you actually feel about a certain thing, because that's when I feel like I gained some of the most empowerment in myself, is when I was just like, I'm not like these people. This is not my personality. There's like this envy sort of to be more like them, because that's what people seem to like. That's what a lot of people seem to be drawn to and inspired by. But that's not me, and that I actually have all these other strengths and all these other personality types that are great for all the people that need what I have to give. And I don't think that the entire world is supposed to look one way and act one certain way. And the question is always just, what do you want to be? What kind of person do you want to be? And that's your choice, and that everybody else also has their choice, and it's not going to look the same as you, and you can have your beliefs, and that's fine, and I'm going to have my beliefs, and that's fine, and that we can still respect each other's beliefs, and that the truth is going to be the truth no matter what, and we're all going to come to the truth sooner or later. So just allow people to have their journey, respect and honor their journey, and there's really no need to shame people about how they're choosing to live their life, and like giving them a sense of they're wrong, because there's really no right or wrong. There's just this experience that we're having, and it's all beautiful, and it's all necessary to make every other part of the journey beautiful as well. And I'm sure I'm still going to get plenty of comments about my physique and my personality, and that feels okay, because I feel very confident in my personality and in my physique. I feel so good in both of these areas of my life, and there's not really anything anyone could say that's gonna change that truth for me. And I feel like I just have a lot of understanding, because I used to be the same way, and I used to think that all vegans were unhealthy and malnourished, and like they couldn't possibly be getting all the nutrition that is required. And so I remember being at that point. I remember being uneducated, and I also just remember lack of experience, and that I know that anyone who is looking at me and questioning this way of life has never actually experienced what I'm experiencing. They've never experienced what it's like to be on an extended natural human diet, on an extended diet of living foods with the most light energy possible. And so I just see it as not having this experience, and that's okay too. But I guess it's my hope that maybe you'll just kind of respect my experience and what feels good for me. And if not, then that's just fine also, because I'm gonna do the same for you. And I would really love to just see more people who are empowered and feel confident in who they are and how they operate, and really go by their own experience instead of what other people are sort of suggesting and projecting onto them, or what society as a group really more leans towards. So I think that that's all that I really want to say in this video. I'll be making more, and I hope that you're doing awesome, and I'll talk with you in the next one. Thank you so much.